Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I got a little geographic update. Mr. Huffman claims he represents the basin. No, you represent the last 50 miles of the river from
I said
Selmsbar
lower. I
to
said
the ocean.
lower.
Huh?
I said lower. I
That's not
represent the
basin.
lower.
It's not the basin. The basin, Mr.
Back
Benson.
to geography class.
You need the geography class.
Gentlemen.
You've been screwing around up there for long enough.
Gentlemen,
Mr. Liskey, I hear your concerns with the agreement there, and they use the word minimize in the process up there of impacts to you, and that's probably enough of wiggle room for them to do a lot of regulatory things that are still to come after the dams have been destroyed, and as well as a good chunk of the economy up there. So talk to me a little more about your concerns, though, with the Keno Dam being turned over to the Bureau, and what kind of implications that could be for new costs to the growers there.
Well, I mean, Keno Dam right now is being regulated strictly mainly for the fish going downstream. And it looks like there's over a $20 million upgrade that needs to be done, plus fish ladders upgrades if the salmon are coming back upstream. And all those costs, as it looks like now, will be put onto the Klamath project users. And in our agreements, that has been said it would not be, and this is what the bill is trying to do, is make sure that those costs do not come to the Klamath project users.
Right, right, but that'll probably be seen as a handout to the growers rather than the original promise of the project, which was set up for agriculture, not fish, not other things, right?
Correct. I mean, the water that's stored in the lake is under Oregon water law, stored for irrigation.
Yeah, they keep ignoring that law. So, Mr. Palumbo, the Klamath project was the second one ever authorized, and it has a responsibility of the basin and adjoining counties, Klamath, Modoc, and Siskiyou. Does the Bureau have any accounting for these costs or proposals to compensate the counties for all the things that have been mentioned with removal, the mitigation, et cetera?
Thank you very much for the question. I appreciate that perspective. Reclamation is in the process of developing cost estimates for all elements of the agreements that are going to be in place if this law is passed, including the Keno Dam replacement costs, or Keno Dam improvement costs, Link River Dam improvement costs, and costs to restore the Klamath River after the dam removal.
Well, I mean, I'm already talking about the damage to the local economy as it is. The dam being removed in Klamath is the largest property tax asset they have there, as well as the 3 dams in Siskiyou are the 3 largest property tax assets they have there. So they're already, you're talking about forward-going plans. What about the ones that are already, the effects already there in place? Is that something that you're looking at with some kind of compensation for the property owners or those counties?
Congressman LaMalfa, we'd be happy to sit down and work with your office to determine what those...
These are already happening. These things
Correct.
are already damaging the economy and the people of those areas. You have so far no plan in place after all these years of KBRA and all these other years of all the movements been made by both states as well as FERC and such to do so?
There's several elements that are part of the amended KHSA agreement as well as the KPFA that provide revenues to the counties, and Reclamation supports the agreements that were made. I think furthermore, the legislation, if passed, moves those agreements into law, which will ensure that those benefits do go to the counties and go to the other beneficiaries that are identified in the legislation.
All right, so part of the effort is that and as I said, minimize the effects on people up there with power rates. So can you point to any specific plans that would decrease the cost to the basin for power and through energy conservation or efficiency?
Right, there's a number, Reclamation undertook a study in 2018 as a result of the agreements that were passed to look at ways in which to offset, defray, minimize cost impacts resulting from the removal of the dams. They include looking at hydropower purchases, other power purchases.
From where?
Excuse me?
Purchases of hydro from where?
From the Western Grid through the Western Area Power Administration.
So I'm going to run out of time here quick. Currently, hydropower is about $20 a megawatt. Wind is about 53, solar is about 68, and offshore wind is 115. So how are you going to, if you don't get the hydro from somewhere else, or is there a plan to install new hydro on the Klamath River to keep the low-cost energy? How do you intend to have the lowest cost power in the area?
Currently, there are no plans for additional hydro on the Klamath River.
Right.
There are provisions in the legislation that cap the reimbursable requirements for power that would be implemented. That would have the net effect of
Cap it on the
reducing
users or cap it on the government?
Gentleman's time has expired.
on the
Cap
users.
the user cost or cap the government
Gentleman's
cost?
time has expired.
On the users.
Answer the question for the record. Go ahead. Did you have an answer?